the beheaded knight statue triggers the dancer fight. Apparently because I killed the master swordsman. Yeah, a dancer. Like, Jesus. But I didn't have any homeward bones in my hot bar. So, I was like, I gotta fight. I was like, no retreating from Yorm. This is it. Then I killed Yorm, and I was like, shit. Then I walked forward, because I was like, huh? What is this statue? And then it triggered it. Curiosity. Ah, Jesus, what the hell? Here already? BRB. People love to spend the money for a little bit of that.
Oh Lord.
Kenton.
I just want to feel.
Yeah, that's why I do drugs, but also why I'm giving up on drugs as well. Because I no longer want to feel. A bee. Snatch.
Actually, whole day niggas just watching me. I'm like, Jesus.
I mean,
It's just so like, it really ain't nothing, but at the same time.
it really ain't nothing. It's
like, it's just so wrong to me, like.
but level of coverage and but like also aeration, like
What's going on?
oh fair. Yeah, it's weak to bleed apparently. I had to learn how what I just needed to know where it was, and they put that after its weakness, and I was like, okay. This is very early beginning of the game, but I killed 3 bosses, and then it just oh yeah, you saw, it just teleported me here. I was like, what the fuck, where am I? Because I was like, oh, okay, that's where the exit is. I know what's gonna happen to those doors, and then I triggered the cutscene that closed the doors, and I was like, fuck. Next time you always gotta check your items immediately before you make a move. Read all the lore. I like crossbow, eh? Do I have Yorm's soul? Yeah, Yorm's soul isn't white. It's like brown. And that other person's soul is like blue. And the one before it was like red. Like the strongest, most potent, enriched souls are not white. White's usually small or fading. They have large white souls, so like no shade to the white souls at all. But I think like the max I pull is like, I think they probably hit like 20k, so they're not all that bad to be honest. So they're like one-time fine items. I'm gonna do New Game Plus. I'm gonna keep leveling up past the hollowing. I think the best time to do that kind of playthrough is like the first time, because I think maybe hollowing is the limit, and going over might fuck that quest up for me. That might be a limit that I accidentally agreed to. I'm supposed to collect certain items, and I got 3 of them for doing that. Oh, I have 8. Oh, perfect. She's gonna accept me because of that. I'm supposed to have 8. I had like 1 before, I thought, but yeah, that's Kenton. Hi, Kaya. Oh, that's God whispering. Yeah. Got that God whisper stuff? I was like, yeah, I like that. As a manga idea slash personality that I'm going to be developing. Personality slash character. What'd you say? Personality slash character. I gotta look up what multiple personality means, but all the same, I just want to embrace a thing until my mind breaks, and then hopefully it shatters along that way. I think this is autistic. I also came up with a new name for myself. I'm gonna be going by instead of just Soul. It's a name for it's a name for me off weed. Off weed, yeah. I called him Noah because my cousin Brian, abused child. Have I ever told you the story of how his dad was working so much that he wasn't gonna be at home? So, Uncle Glaston dying from like lung cancer. He was working so much, so he was hardly home. So like negligent, you know, in that way, just not there. But not negligent, working, nuance. But he used to be home on Wednesdays only or something like that. So he told Brian that he was gonna beat him when he came home on Wednesday, whether he'd done something or not, or in punishment for something that he'd done already. And I was like, yikes. I'm like, glad. Thank you for opening up to me with that. I mean, like, that was like one of our first interactions. He's like a whole ass 40, maybe 50-year-old man. He used to push Clayton around in the stroller to say how old he is. Yeah.
How old were you when he told you that?
Child, I was in my teens, maybe as a tween. It was when we first reached out and interacted with that family because they were like in Bronx or Yonkers even, just way up there. He came over one night. I'm sure he was over here.
I'm gonna talk about this.
Of course, I mean, come on.
For
So it goes. I might have been saying something about. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. I don't remember. How? Why he told me this? Like, why? What were we talking about? But I'm like, okay. No, he called me a no. He called me Noah because I was a know-it-all, according to him. Just because I always had a response, and I was like, what am I like? I'm raised to prioritize education, like. Very much like what? Ooh, yeah. If I got what? There's sanitizer. No, I don't have rubbing alcohol. Sienna would have rubbing alcohol. Nah, I just smoked that clip. But I am high. That's fair. That was me. No, it's definitely for the best. I'm about to be back on that. Even though I am gonna smoke with kava. Like, that's my thing. Like, I have no idea, but shit, whenever. Supposed to smoke and talk about personality disorders, and yeah, I remember they were telling me about BPD some years past. So I tried Googling BPD, but like I have to watch a video about borderline personality disorder because you're right. Absolutely. I'm about to go see what Katie Morton and Tracy Marks got to say about borderline personality disorder because the way they described it to me, I'm like, I don't remember what they said at all. But for some reason, my brain internalized that is the message or the concept as thinking I have a whole bunch of shit. Not different personalities, but like different like disorders and other things. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but it could just be autism. But it might not just be autism, especially because of that TikTok that you sent me. That fucking about how like trauma it informs like the and creates personality disorders. I was like, oof. Forcing me to adapt my brain in a way like I felt the divergence as a child. Even I was like, what the fuck? I felt my brain going off one night, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't believe in ghosts. I'm like, what's happening to me? No. It's like, ooh. I was autistic. I was going through it. I didn't have any hallucination. I just felt like my brain was going crazy. I was like, yo, my head? I was like, what? I'm not gonna tell anybody about this. Niggas, especially being disabled in the way that costing so much money with glasses, I was like, these niggas was going to like, I mean, you didn't really have much choice. It was just like nothing but expensive glasses places everywhere.
Truly, like.
You niggas is crooks, so I felt and I knew wealth disparity going from young. My God. Child, because I was going with mom since a young age into these cities to watch white children. I was a young black child watching over young white children. Shit crazy, ain't it? You said sane, Captain? Your mother was in the babysitting gig. Yeah, it would be like that in these inner cities. In Canada? Wow, yeah. What city in Canada? Could you tell me, please? Not Toronto. Yo, fuck the Raptors. "5 years in Toronto. What age?" 10? Ha. In the game of competition, I go lower. No, like I grew up in the city. Like I want to say all my life I've been attached to my mother's hip because her bosses were chill enough with it. So that means like I was always around my abuser. As I was like, oh jeez, yeah. And I was very much like shorter than her, so Jesus Christ, yo, I need that shit written because it's low key hilarious. Like getting not punched in the face. She wasn't. Sorry, but she wasn't wilding out like that. But like she had rings, and the guy, I was like, oh fuck. Okay, Jesus, not love tap. It was more like some Mordecai Rigby shit. I'm right where that nigga's arms be at, so he always smacked. Like, it was crazy. But I also need that written, because that's hilarious to me. I need a multiple character. Like, two, that's like, basically one in terms of intellect, because they're one being, but it looks like it's a wild character. I'm about to write the craziest multi-personality character ever shown. Nah, I'm tripping. That's SpongeBob. SpongeBob got the most personalities and like all so beautiful. I'm gonna have to try and beat SpongeBob. I'd have to watch all of SpongeBob again. Well, child, I can fix him. I'm trying. See. Let me show you a quick thing. I raised my faith to 15, so like 14 intelligence is a person that's exceptionally intelligent, and I'm just one above that. So like imagine faith but to such an exceptional above exceptional degree. I'm very godly, okay? I'm not saying I'm God's chosen. I'm just saying God is whispering in my ear. I don't believe in God, and that's why he's whispering in my ear. I'm here telling myself it's a hallucination from stress, because I understand psychology in a way, but then also God is predicting shit and shouting and just having responses always queued up for me to use if I want to, because God is whispering in my ear. God. Deities and guidance. Yeah. I don't be thinking any of these things when I'm not on drugs, so I don't know. When was the last time I be having enriched thoughts? I got high and watched Inside Out, and I was like, yeah, this is truly infecting everything, as it should be, because there's more than just the 5 emotions. Right? That's why I'm like, yo, bad could be for some really PG-13 leading into some TVMA shit, like Bad the Emotion. Yeah, imagine if Joey gets stuck down in the Forgotten Pit and just never comes back. I was watching, I'm like, yo, Riley could have ended up on some real wild shit if she left town. I was like, yo! She was taking the bus, niggas drove there. It could have been just one bus, but niggas would have seen this kid walking around and be like, oh shit, not a child. I don't even know how old she was. They had computers, so still, it's a wild time still, so. And we got computers. Child, it's giving barbarian. She was heading right back to these kinds of places where niggas was shutting down and outsourcing stuff, and niggas is definitely moving underground. See? Imagination stifled. I weep for this society. I weep. Not think. No, you gotta understand. Niggas be sober and traumatized, but not like meditating or thinking about all the trauma or getting proper therapy. Like I realize how resourceful that would need. So I've been just giving grace everywhere and trying to understand everything just to make sense of it all. And I think I've hit a point where I have made sense of it all. I'm dead. What'd you say? It all. Well, depravity might be different than I'm not sure if that's the word that coincides with deprivation, but depravity is something else. That's what had me. It stunned me. I was like, but I understood exactly what you were saying too, because I was like,
Moral corruption, wickedness. I mean, that's why.
it no, that's why I was like, you right? it was deprivation, deprivation for real. No, it's all of that. Yo, these D words be powerful. You gotta be careful. Deep is one of them words. That's like the. So it's dead. Was it? What was it? Dead? What were the two D words earlier, Kenton? One was a sequel to the other.
Hi. I'm mad as fuck. Like,
Hold on, Kenton.
the way that I'm angry right now.
Ooh. We live, so be careful. I could mute, but Kenton's here, and I don't want to mute. All right. Kenton's fine with a mute, so just let me know. Alright, be right back, Kenton. little fucked up. How? VRB, Kenton. I'm about to take a quick hit
Like,
if I
what are you
can.
waiting for?
Why?
I'm back, Kenton. Hi. Thank you. It's good to be back. So for this story, it takes place across Linden, right across the street over there. I changed from getting mom uh, and dad their food last night. So across Linden, there's like a, I mean, shit is dire. So there people beat people out and asking for money. Just can't continue on the neighborhood like it's like people you see like all the time. So it's like, yeah, that's fair. Like I also can't work, so If I wasn't just living with my parents, I'd be like, yo, help,
What do you mean?
help.
I'm making fun of me right now.
Like, it's reading and weep, alright? Like, I don't know what that means, read 'em and weep, but like, oh yeah, it's some card game shit. Like, yeah, this the hand I'm dealt.
Bitch ass nigga.
except, but like, I'm doing that to a mirror, cause like, I'm crying, really.
And read it.
So yeah, I try to give money whenever I can, cause like I know damn well I'm just gonna use it on food for myself. So like I'd rather give it to someone else that could also use it on food for themselves. It's child.
The nigga gonna ask for $2. It's like I can't give it to you, fam. It might be somewhere else.
Like I had like 450 or so, so I tried divvying it up. So let me tell this story. I give her $2. I think, yeah, I give her $2. I don't remember how much I had on me, but I do remember how much money I had on me, because I went with like exact change, because I was like, if I have enough, I'll honestly give out the wallet, and like, I also need to eat and then have money, because like I don't have no income. I'm my richest right now. I've been in months, and that's just to me, none of my accounts are in the red. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to buy weed no more. I don't need to buy weed no more. I honestly, I was planning on never doing drugs, but at the same time, I'm just gonna do drugs when I feel like, when it's available, and I'm gonna be okay with that.
Truly.
Like I can try some other medicine, and maybe that'll help with focus and other shit, but right. Yeah, like I'm smoking because it's been around, but like I'm about to be off that right after this birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. 40 years. Everything.
I got this fucking apartment, though.
Not everything is sad. Oh, the story. Yes, right. Back across the street. Back across Linden. So close to home. Child. Alright, from this point on, I'm gonna do my multiple personality thing, because there's 3 people on the block tonight. Crown is on the corner, Chinese store is to the right of Crown, and then after the Chinese store is Chase Bank. And then it's a long strip of closed down stores for the night, because nobody wants to deal with fucking Linden at night. Linden at day is the same thing, but Linden at night is not something people, it's not worth it to keep the lights on past a certain time. The only store open is Crown on the corner over there, past like 11:30. 11:30 is when the Chinese spot turns down, because they got their protection well. But other stores on Linden have to have the customers all up in the store, and even Crown used to shut down the left side of Crown at night. Crown has a little. Crown is a chicken. They do a lot of food there. I can't even just. They're a burger, chicken, fries, a whole bunch of other food spot. You can get chicken over rice there. I've been eating that lately because their shit been hitting. They use their flavors. I'd be like, that Mediterranean. I'd be like, no salad, no sauce. So they know exactly. I sometimes get salad, but like, God, I don't want to eat cucumbers. Like, I don't. Cucumbers, they're cute, but I don't really want to eat cucumbers with my fucking chicken over rice.
Yeah.
I'm ordering chicken over rice for a reason. All right, I want to feel. But I'm about to be just going back to no flavor food soon, so I could just get by and just have basic sustenance enough for existence and move on. Sodium? Shit. Ooh, that's facts. Back to this. It is so convenient. You could have it for convenience. And that's gonna be the difference. Yeah. Never starved, but making better choices. story. Back across Linden. So there's 3 people on the block. There's usually just. I mean, it can go up to 3, and it usually. But I don't think I've seen this other dude before. And right now I'm injured, so I cannot deal with him. I do not want to have to be injured rogue. But I swear to God, I'll sever as many tendons as I have to, and I don't want to have to. Like, I don't want to have to be rolling, slicing at these giants.
No, I'm crying.
But like, I play Neo, I play Dark Souls, and I know what I can do with what little ability I have. Niggas be hollow soldiers, they don't be thinking low and roll. And they don't be if they don't got the gun on them. If they do reveal some type of shit, if I see any type of reach, I'm going for the throat. Ain't no way. It's gotta be a critical hit. Like, don't draw nothing on me, quick draw. But I'll be taking that, bang, and then I go off into the night a Joker. Yeah, it's brilliant. Oh, Linden's Linden's such a location. It could also be B-roll too, but at night it's a different place. You have like some time stuff. Right, back across Linden. So I get dad's soup from around the corner. That shit's like $10. I was like, alright, cool. He got a large soup, so he has like half left over for today even, so like, it's lit. He'll probably ask me for some fresh soup and then store that inside the fridge as well. But I'm gonna be like, hey, if you want soup, like, I'm gonna ask him while we're out, because he's gonna be driving. But I'm not doing this late night thing anymore, because like, I'm injured right now. I'm not trying to. I'm really not trying to be outside. I'm old too. I'm trying to survive at this point.
No.
As an old injured rogue, I'm retiring. Like, he wasn't. Fuck. Back to the story. That's where I had to land on this decision. I was like, yo. Last night, nigga asked me if I had change. Asked me if I had change when I'm going into Crown, so I'm at the corner. I'm like, did I have soup on me at this time? I got mom and dad's. No, see, that's the divergence in the story. Cause I was out for a while. Kenton, I went outside like 7, and I came back after 8. I was out there for a while, cause I went to McDonald's for C, and I was supposed to get her shit first, so I went there first. That's why my fucking leg is paining me. And I might not have even noticed that. I mean, it's not painting, but like, I'm high, and I'm like aware of like whatever. I'm totally aware of my state, so when I'm sober, I'm checked out. I didn't notice I was sore in the leg. I think I might have, but I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this yoga and work that right out, and push too far. Yeah, I thought it was vain because of how numb it was when I was sober. I was like, that's nothing. Yeah, I ignored the whisper, which is hilarious. Because I literally live by, if you listen when your body whispers, you'll never hear it scream, and I had to listen to my body scream. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. I was theorizing like, yo, getting beat all the time, like, it desensitizes you. Like, we develop thick skin, and child. I weep for Ian. I truly do. Word. So it's amazing how, because I'm high, like I can just diverge on a single whim. Like I haven't even gotten through the thick of this story yet. I'm detailing the street for the listener. Where was I? I detailed that there's a new person, because I was like, yeah, that's why I can't be on the streets no more. Like, I don't want to have to really hurt a person. So I think he also walked past the house last night, and I'm like, geez. Here I am with the fucking light above me. detailing exactly where I live at. Like, fuck me. Like, I just interacted with this nigga, like, possibly twice in the same night. I'm like, no, it can't be. I was like, that was the hoodie you were dressed in. You just had it completely off, huh? Yeah. Back across the street. So, I don't know her. Actually, yeah, I do know. She called herself, I think, Queen Ethiopia? Or Queen Ethiopia? Like, her name could be Queen Ethiopia or something, but. And she said, like, Queen Ethiopia on the bus when she introduced herself to me. She gave me a number, and I was supposed to call him or text them, and I was like, I don't want to get involved with this. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, when you go out on foot around the town, you meet characters. But I'm not trying to have outside adventures. My adventure is on the TV. Like, that's the adventure I'm trying to have. Like, not no solo dungeon crawl. Like, I am not a knight in armor. I don't have that high faith IRL. My faith is 15, okay? No! I am literally already always thinking of it as a game. That's why I'm playing so many different games, and I'm seeing how they're incorporating just shards of reality in their art, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow. Consuming souls is what we do because we eat other beings, whether we like it or not. Like, plants are things too. Like, that TikTok you sent about some plants seeing us, that shit fucked me up. I was like, yo, it may not be all plants, but like, what plants don't at this point? They do. That's why I really want. I don't think Tia is just a Tia anymore. I think that's like multiple plants stuck in there, and they need to be separated. But that's a monumental task because they was like ham-fisted. I remember that night.
Really?
Yeah. You were here that night. She wilded out because she asked Dad to do it, but he's like broken.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
And she just, yeah, I was like, oh my God, please. Woo! I was like, oh, traumatic. No. She's not getting enough nutrients probably. That soul might be getting sucked hard. It's gotta be taken. Yeah, it's gotta be separated for sure. Because it's not just one root. It might just all be attached. You'd have to really swamp that down and.
Bust up that soil and then do the shit.
Can you drown plants? No, like, but washing.
Oh.
Like washing roots away temporarily, like washing dirt off of roots rather than breaking up the soil, which is safer and less painful on the roots. No, but I don't mean to like leave it there in that drowned state. I just to really soften up the stuff into like mud form so you can separate it easier. Thinking of it as like a feeling being and a seeing being in that case, like maybe it'll appreciate the breaking up. Because does that hurt more than being temporarily waterboarded until it's like separated easier? I mean, but heavy deluge would then, it doesn't ever just, I mean, like when it's like heavy rains in a forest, it doesn't drown out the plants, right? Yo, shout out to humanity for inventing waterboarding, low-key. Cause like, if we didn't have that concept, how would it, like, it'd be, I say drowning, but just for that pot to loosen it up, because there's multiple plants in there, I think, and it's really relatively packed in. I don't know which would be more painful. Thinking of plants as not just these unfeeling, unseeing things, but like more dense and sensory than we've ever thought before, or realized before.
niggas before was just like farmers and shit, so it was probably very like smooth with this shit.
Yeah, but we didn't really just. I mean, we might have just grown plants alongside our things rather than having them packed in pots and shit so densely. I'm just saying, I would definitely waterboard temporarily Tia and her spawn, her to separate them all into like separate pots with the minimal amount of pain that a plant can experience. Of course, like that's some American shit. Waterboarding is what we were doing. I can't say for sure.
Did we get it from somewhere?
I don't know. It could. That's a good question. When did waterboarding actually evolve?
Where are you with the story?
Where am I in this story? How you got to waterboarding? I praised waterboarding at one point, but just because like if I didn't have if waterboarding wasn't a thing, I wouldn't have had that idea. To not be like I know drowning is a thing, but like temporarily drowning, and I was like, oh yeah, the word waterboarding exists. I mean, people used to just dunk people's heads in water, but someone eventually had the realization that if you dunked a person upside down into water, it really fucks them up. Yeah, it's one thing to be dunked into water with your head above your head, like sharks and other things like usually sleep with I think whales can probably sleep upside down, but I think they usually sleep upward, but I ain't gonna hold nobody. I will claim no type of knowledge of the sea. I haven't developed my ocean island because it's not that deep for me. It's more like an understanding of the tribe. You said? I'm dead. Where am I in this story? New dude on the block. I give Queen. I was given names. I was fleshing out people's profiles. So Queen Ethiopia. I don't know if that's her name, but that's what I'm going to be calling her from now on. I give Queen Ethiopia. Yeah, and I'm going to stumble on that name too because it's a long name. Queen Ethiopia. I like that name. I gave her $2, and she was like happy. She was like, "Yo, thank you." I did see her bring out her cup. She got it out in time. I was like, "Fuck, that's fair. I know why you're here." So I was like, "I'll have to see." And I got mom's food at the Chinese store, and it was cheaper than $10. So I did have some leftover money. And I think I had like $2 change left over from some other night, so I had like a pocket bursting of change. I was like, okay. When I realized I had more money, I was like, alright, I'm gonna give this dude that asked me for money over there, some money, but I wanted to give my nigga who I'd given $1 to already, like, the leftover loose change. So, when Ethiopia got the money first, and I dropped off the food, and I think, no, I gave... dude $1. Wakanda, but like half Wakanda. The dude that's half Wakandan. I don't know his name. No, he's our nigga. Yeah, he puts up like one fist over his heart. He'd be like, "Yo, what up?" Yeah, respect. But like I thought half Wakandan because like that's half of the Wakanda shit. So I'd be like, "Yeah, word." That's yeah. Yeah, all the gendering be killing me, but like yeah. I think I gave him $1. I'm not sure if I gave him another $1. I hope I did because that's what I wanted to do. But I could just also be remembering the money wrong. So And now I'm not really struggling, but I'm just trying to make sure I have the right events in play. So I give Queen Ethiopia, I think it was like maybe, I don't remember how much she charged me for the large chicken noodle soup that I bought. But it was cheaper than I thought. I guess I was expecting to pay, I wasn't expecting to pay 10, that'd be wild, but I didn't know how much change I was going to get because I didn't ask, I just knew I had enough. Gave her $10, got back, I don't remember how much change, and I gave Queen $2. Was it $5.50? Did I get back $4.50? No, I had 25 cents. I got back another quarter from her, so I had 50 cents. How much money did I get back? How much was that fucking soup? I know their prices are up. It could be $6.75. I could see that. Got back $3 and a quarter. That sounds about right. I had $1 left over from some other time. Unless I have $1 still somewhere. But I don't remember taking off those pants or whatever. So I had 50 cents. I got back 3, and then I had like 1 or 2 more. I'm not sure if I gave her more money. The money's not so important, but I got caught up on it.
What happened?
So, I'm walking, I don't think I have my food yet, even though I ordered it. I have to, yeah, I had some money that I needed to pay for my food, so I didn't have access to all of the money that I had on me. I had $9 to pick up the chicken over rice. I'm still getting caught up on the money because I'm like, yo, what the fuck? How much money did I have on me? Like, what the hell? Queen Ethiopia asks me for a hug. And I'm like, okay. Because I'm like, fuck. I know we need hugs, so I'm like, damn. I ain't had a hug in a while either, but like, fuck. And I go in to hug her, and as I'm going in to hug her, a new dude on the block screams out no. And earlier I wanted to play more playfully, script that part, and actually scream out how Caesar no he screamed out. Remember the Rise of the Planet of the Apes? The first word that Caesar said when he was changed out was no. Like he screeched that shit, and as I was hugging Queen Ethiopia, and I was like, what? I was like, what's going on right now? Like, he looked directly in my direction and screamed out, looked me and screamed out no as I was hugging Queen Ethiopia. So I was like, what's about to happen to me? I was like, what?
No. I'm like, yo, we got.
I was like, bro, we need hugs. That was my response. I was so stunned. I was like, I let go of her immediately. I was like, yo, what the fuck's about to happen to me? I walked over and gave him money. I was like, and then just I don't remember what else happened after that. I think I don't know, cause yeah, that like when I say he screeched out no, as I was hugging her, I was like, what have I done wrong? I was like,
Did you end up hugging her?
yeah, I hugged her. He screeched out no, and I let go immediately. I was like, what? I walked away from that like, did I get stabbed? Do I not feel it yet? Am I dying?
And then you walked over to him again, like,
Right after he screeched out no. That was the change that I was going to be giving him. I was walking over. She was like, "Can I have a hug?" And I was like, "Sure," because I gave her money. I was like, "Okay." And then he screeched out no as I was hugging her. But I was positioned in a way that I was looking at him exactly as I hugged her. So I was just like, huh? I don't remember. I don't think he said anything. I gave him the money. And I gave him money into like a virtually. He was like ready. It looked like he was. His fingers were curled in the hand that I gave him money. So he accepted it, but his shits were curled. I was like, okay, that's fair. He didn't open his hand to take the money at all. And I was like,
Maybe he wanted you to ask him what the fuck was the no about?
he screamed out no. He was close enough, and it was like, so let me just say his location. He was at the. So I hugged her at like the border of the Chinese spot and Crown, and he was standing at like not at the corner, but like where Crown is, but like that's where the cashier is, so it's nothing but a wall there, right? Yeah, we weren't far from each other. Yeah, he was literally just the store down. He screeched out no, and I was like, am I getting ambushed? Because I know threes, and I don't want to do a 1v3. The environment was not suitable. There were no like, there wasn't much cars on Linden. You don't leave your car on Linden at night. So I'm like, I don't got no cover. I don't know what weapons they got. If they're trying to melee me, I could maybe win a Dark Souls 1v3, but not if I've been stabbed first. I'm like, Quinn, at two? I was like, did I get stabbed? I'm dead. What's? I froze. I was like, yo. He hit me with some Kratos shit. It was a war cry. I was like, yo.
Did she just say nothing after that?
No, I let go of her immediately. I said, bro, we need hugs. And then I walked over, gave him the money I was planning to give him, and then I bounced. I might have walked into the store and bought my food and then dipped. Like, I am not brave. That nigga was preparing to swing on me.
I thought Marcel was with the hug.
Yeah, no, I didn't even really think it through. I was like, oh yeah, hugging this person. Yeah, I was like, I keep taking out my headphones for this. Like I already don't have glasses. Like I can't not listen at night too. Yeah, I can't see without my glasses. I don't do contacts, but I can see shape and like it's in survival mode. I don't need to see exactly what your face looks like if it comes down to the 1v1 and I just have to be the one. But I don't want to sleep no nigga just out of in survival mode like like bruh, I can't see, just to let you know. I'm sorry. I can't apologize. Actually, I can apologize. This will never happen again. I don't think I'm gonna ever do this to you ever again. That's it. That's the last words. Like, I'm gonna have to apologize. Cause I'm gonna never do this to you again. And then I slash out just to finish off. Cause I'm not, nah, I can't. You can have an open casket and stitch back my neck, but like, I can't leave no chance. I don't want no vendetta. I don't want, like, you started, what the fuck? And then you coming back after me? Wow. And now I'm here like crying for myself on some wall. Like, wow, I let this happen to me. I put this out into the ethos. I survived, and then niggas came after me. Hey. wait, hold on. Before we continue, we're also live. Do you mind this story being aired? Just as a reminder part.
Oh my god. I'm surprised to see her. So I was like, walking over. Actually, I went on the bike and I scooched over. And she was walking my direction. How me and she found one store, how she also bought from the same store in the store inspired.
Mm-mm.
Tell me how like her mom was telling her excited about
So, I don't know his name. I gotta ask dude his name. Cause, sorry to interrupt. Please continue. No, you continue though. Well, you were talking about the meat. You had to participate in the conversation. Right. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. That's truly just the way to be looking at it shit now, and you know how it go.
I already told you I'm supposed to be dead. I was like, oh damn. but then I'm like, damn. I don't know how it went. I don't know how.
But you can imagine, right?
Like he does a very God. Like what's going on here?
You Oh shit.
She's like, yo, I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, wow. Niggas ain't just. I'm like, wow. I gave $100. I was like, I fucking can't see. The whole fucking ride. What? You fucking what you do?
KFC or Popeyes? Nice.
You gotta open the door for me to pop by.
Right.
Nigga, get my Popeyes. Same Popeyes where niggas talking shit about the fucking food and shit. And they start talking shit about kids. They're not talking to me, but they're talking at me, to me.
No, cause what? No, 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 no. I'm sorry.
They bought with the chicken. Why you got their shit on the kids? Oh, they got attitude. Like,
Oh,
it's very much a mutual
you,
thing.
you. See, that's that right there. Niggas is raised up into this anti-kid society.
Very much that. It's not that the kids talking. The kids very much talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, they hear all the time. You don't want the chicken, why you want chicken?
No.
Like, I don't got a spot out there. Like, who am I gonna talk to? Like,
No.
you heard about communism? Like,
Child. Not you painting the target on you. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. You got the pamphlets. Never mind. I thought you was talking about like, oh, okay, wait, what? You can't proselytize about that shit. But pamphlets, a nice little pamphlet. Okay, actually, I like that. I'm gonna have to get a little satchel of. That's real watch your back shit.
Nigga, it was campus. The first one was campus niggas, and the second person was
Oh, I'm dead.
one of these Christians at the outside playing there.
I don't think there's any story left. Like, I don't remember. I've kind of blanked out. I might have already had my food. No, I had Sienna. Did I have Sienna's food? No, I didn't have Sienna's food. I placed. Oh, I remember the timeline. Yay. Um, I needed $9. I had exactly $9 that I could afford my food. So I set that aside for myself. And like I gave away whatever else I had. Oh, okay, 'cause like what I was struggling with the most was that I had picked up, there was like a mistake. I left out early. That's the kicker, 'cause I jumped ahead to that and told what happened on the corner. But like the gaps in the story is like, all right, I'm about to zoom through this. Now, thank you. There is more to the story. So I'm drained. My leg isn't fully recovered, which was my shit is like freaking OD. I was recovering, but like it was supposed to be a quick. I was just supposed to jump from here to McDonald's. Like I was feeling recovered enough that I could make that trip. I got there quick enough. I was feeling good. I was listening to Beyonce. Zoom in. I got there I got basically down the block in one I'm that girl. I was 2 blocks away, maybe 2 to 1.5 blocks away through just with one I'm that girl. I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, this is good time. Right. So, like, Sienna sent me the picture of her order. She had sent me her order number. I get there to McDonald's. I take out my stuff because I'm like, alright, it's already been ordered. Like, I'm like, hey, yo, this is the stuff. He's like, oh, you gotta have the phone here. I have the order number. We have the screenshot of the thing where at the bottom it says, geez, this. You know what? Let me not even get into identity politics right now. Mute. Okay, I gotta run that back. We're back. Sorry. Where do I leave off? So I get to McDonald's, and I've got my little sister's order number. I've got the in like a separate number that's like, yeah, you can use this number even though. Like the phone isn't right there. There's a separate order number that I could do.
Is this shit on the fucking on the meal?
Like I'm not. We timed it properly because I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you can. I'm across. Like, it's a good time to order it. She got her order number and everything. Had the separate pickup order number, and I'm like, yo, on the phone it says here that I can use this bottom. He's like, nah, the phone's got to be here because my sister ordered it, and that's the like. But there was a separate number that I could have used aside from just the regular order number. Yeah. He's like, nah. So I'm like, there's nothing you can do? And he said, there's nothing I can do.
Was he holding the meal?
No, he wasn't holding the meal. It was like I needed to show a code, so I walked up. There was no one at the front of the cash register, at the register, so I walked up to the register, and I stood there waiting till he showed up. I'm like underpaid and tired, I get it, but like, yo, I got this number, I'm here to pick up, and he's like, oh, it's gotta be here. The phone that it ordered by for pickup has gotta be here. In my head, I'm like, ain't no way, cause I read this shit at the bottom, so like, I know for a fact there's another code that you can do. I'm like, right here it says, and he's like, no, he's like, the phone's gotta be here. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, definitely under the right circumstances, I would have been just standing and waiting maybe for that order number. But I had to get it. But this was the first stop on a multi-stop trip, so I'm like, shit. Like these folk are at home waiting, so I was like, I gotta go home and get this. I gotta walk back, cause I'm like, I guess I could have the time to wait here, but I don't know if my shit's gonna get called, even if like I don't know. And I was like, how long do I wait here? So I was like, inside with people, ain't no fucking way. During a pandemic where all these niggas is maskless and don't care about coughing or covering their mouths when they cough. Like I fantasize too often about stabbing up a person that coughs on me just to set a precedent. Like the last nigga that coughed on me said sorry, but I'm not gonna give you a chance. Stab. I'm gonna make you sorry. Stab. And then I did, cause like I'm tired of this shit. I'm not trying to stab faithfully, I'm not trying to kill, but like, yeah, no, watch out for the stabber in New York City. It's not me. I'm just rhyming. Alright, back to... Was I telling the story? Oh, yeah, I was. So I leave, because I'm like, waiting inside with people during a pandemic? Ain't no way. Like, it's it's a very, very violent city. People will just cough on you like it ain't shit. Like, I got coughed on already. I had my mask on. Nigga was smoking a cigarette. I saw him walking. I'm like, because I'm giving myself a chance to be coughed on, I'm gonna be coughed on. And wouldn't you fucking have it? That nigga just coughed. He just coughed. And I'm like, wow. And like, we get closer to each other because he's walking in the same path as me. I'm also walking the same path, and I've already been coughed on. So like, what else is he gonna do? Cough again? I'm like, I already got. I'm dead. I'm dead. Well, he's smoking cigarettes. I'm like, maybe, please, God. let them lungs be too tarred up for shit to even make it through. Like, right. Gets close to me. He says sorry. He should have apologized because it would have never happened again. He said sorry. He said sorry. And that's why I said no. I'm not gonna give you a chance to be sorry. I'm gonna make you sorry. Like you could have had good manners, and now I got coughed on, and now you stabbed up. But I wouldn't. I won't go fatal. It's a leg stab. No, I'm not gonna stab leg. I can't stab gut either. That could be a kill. I'm gonna stab low leg so I don't hit the artery. I'm gonna slice and I'm gonna stab shoulder, and then you're like, yeah, you should have covered your mouth. And then there. Like, yes, yeah, I can't go back to that McDonald's. Back to the story. What? The phone. So Sienna works at that McDonald's, so she knows how it works. She's like, yo, she's gonna call her manager, but I'm like, yeah, call your manager. That's fine. Do what you gotta do on your end to make sure we get this order through. But like, I can't wait here, so I have to. But I don't do it so nicely. I'm triggered by a deviation of plan, and just that dude at the register. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta get this food for these people, but I'm like, damn, I gotta walk all the way back over to Linden, unsuccessful with my first stop. I'm like, ow. That's the start of my journey. So I walk all the way back over. I get the food for Dad first. That's $10. No, it was like $9.74. So I get like 10 and change. I use that to 10 and a quarter, like a. Oh, okay, so there was 3 jingle in his hand, but one was a penny. because I did have a penny on me. I just gave him all that I had left because I was like, nigga, what? Like, why are you screaming right now? We need hugs. I mean, he used his outside voice and we were outside and the message was conveyed. I just don't understand the message. You got the right one for sure. But like, maskless too, so like, yo. And that's when it all began. I came back around the corner and I'd be like, I have to see. Niggas asked me for money and I was like, I don't know how much change I'm gonna get back. Ah, I figured out how much money I had left. I had 1026, and then I got back another quarter, so it might have been 675. So with the quarter, I had like 350, but I didn't know I had more dollars in my pocket. So I think I gave her $2 and I gave, I don't know his name, $1, but the dude that I do see there, we do see there regularly, I gave him $1. Ah. He asked me, okay, so I go into Crown and order my food first. That's the first stop that I made. Because I can just always pick that up later. I get that order in early, so it'll just be there waiting for me. He asked me for money, but I hadn't spent any money yet. I hadn't broken the money that I had yet, so I didn't have any money to give him. Unless I was just going to abandon the food plan that I was out there for in the first place. But I was like, not well enough in terms of finance or body to be like, yeah, I'm going to be making a long trip. I don't mind walking around and shit. I'm well. And also, I got money like that. You know, just the joke explained. So I'm like, I'll have to see. It's usually what I see, because like I don't know how much change I'm gonna get back. I don't be exact recalling. I don't be asking. I don't be ordering. Even though that's all lies. I said I don't know how much money everything is, because prices do be going up, and I don't be ordering, and I don't be asking, even though I do. So I'm like, I before I have any change, I'm like, I don't have any change to him, or I'll have to see. One of those two things where it's like, yeah, I don't have it right now. So my food ordered, then I head to McDonald's. But even before I get to McDonald's, dude whose name I don't know, maybe I can call him dude whose name, I don't want to just give him a name. That feels weird. Mr. E, yeah, that's what we're gonna call him, Mr. E. Mr. E stops me to talk to me. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, yeah, I don't have it right now. Or something like I have to see, maybe. Give me a moment, some shit, and he asked me, he's like, it was wild seeing you graduate, and I was like, I ain't never been to college. He says to me, it's wild watching you graduate, and I was like, I never been to college. I mean, Mr. E, dude whose name I don't know. No, that's not the new nigga. I called him Half-Wakanda earlier, but he's our nigga. And I don't want to keep referring to him as Half-Wakanda, and that just feels weird. Mr. E, Mystery. My controller! Alright, can I run now? I can run and jump? That just fixed my controller. Yo, I literally couldn't jump on this controller before. Ain't no way I could play Destiny with this controller. There's no stick drift? Oh no, there's person now. Say what? Hmm. I was thinking about it, like texture sensitivity for me and certain things just not being even viable for my fucking palette. Like I'd like to try Keishigan to see how I feel about it now, cause maybe, but you know what that is for me? I think it's trauma. It's like a filling texture that I just don't fuck with ever since that strawberry shortcake shit as a child. It's quite wild. I was like, ain't no way, but at the same time, it could totally be way. Be both. They do work. They compound that shit right there, become core memory. I'm like, yeah, disgust island.
Oh, we really are just now.
Yeah. Ooh, a disgust core island would exactly be that.
I was just having a version recording right now.
Yeah.
Don't want this shit near me.
Uh, yeah.
Yo. Because it doesn't make sense. Like, why would it be bring out that way?
Right. This is my memories.
Yeah.
And because niggas think, yeah, true. We really are forced to think. Like thinking was an option, low key, and I mean they do exist. Other niggas do be neurodivergent, but not with like the same level of like access to other neurodivergent people, like right mess, other ideas, right mess, proper. I say proper, but like expanding or different ideologies, and yeah. Mm-hmm. You know how it be, and that's why I gotta thank God with my 15 faith. You gotta thank God with whatever faith level you have. I'm sorry. It's gonna manifest differently for different people based on how much miracles you've learned, but miracles could be science. Scientific miracles are a thing. All the shit we know now is a miraculous thing. All this digital information technology exchange that's the stuff of miracles. Niggas revive their. If you bring a person through time to the future, they're like, oh, I've been saved. This is heaven. And I've been thinking of things like that in a cyclical way. And I'm like, if we make heaven in the future and we also master space and time travel, you know? I said if we make a heaven like that Black Mirror episode, San Junipero, like if we make a heaven in the future and then we master space time or time travel in general, right? Yeah. I haven't even really gotten through any type of yeah. So I tell the new dude that I don't have any change. I don't think I might have seen Queen. I might have told her I don't have, but I'll have to see. I don't know Mystery's name, but he was like, It's wild. It's wild watching you graduate. And I was like, what? That's what stopped me. That's what stunned me. I'm like, what did you just say to me? Like, I'm like, who do you think I am? A graduate? You talking about high school? I was like, I mean, I guess I was 21 on these streets, but like, in high school, but like, you can't be talking about that. That was 8 years ago. Like me, a graduate? What do you? What? What does that mean? I had to know. I hate this Curiosity Island. That Curiosity Island, yeah, we have that. That's an autism thing. All autism, or not all, but probably all. I don't know. I want to, but like, it do seem like an inclination towards a Curiosity Island. Because not autism. No, there's no autism privilege. Autism is hereditary. Autism isn't nurtured. It's who you are. It's who we are. I don't understand it. I'm trying to. I need to understand. But then again, like, niggas didn't know they're autistic until they met other autistic people. Not knowing you're autistic until talking to another autistic person, that's... As a psychology doctor. Say what? I'm really trying. I wasn't really trying. I actually forgot to try. I don't remember what he said after. Oh yeah, he started. Oh wow, it's amazing how memories can come back. So after, like I said I never went to college. He was like, oh, or something like along those lines. I was like, yeah. Yeah, and he goes on to try. I don't know. He was offering me advice about. He was like, "Yeah, that's fine though. You could do a trade." And I was like, "I didn't do that." But in my head, I'm like, I make eye contact. I'm stunned. I'm like, I was stunned. I don't remember my response. No, that's the end of that memory fragment. I'm sorry. He told me I could do a trade. I don't know. I was like, I'm trying to do other things. Yeah, that's probably how I replied. Cause I was like, I could. But I don't know. I'm just trying to do other things. Or something along those lines is how I replied. But I was like, I gotta go. Which is major for me because I could see a more me being stunned there for longer, trying to explain. But I was like, nah, I got other things to do. And I pulled away before I could be talked to for any longer. And then I went to McDonald's. And then the dude was like, nah, I can't help you. So I walked all the way back, got Dad's food, got Mom's food. Dad's food left me with $10 and 26 cents. I used that $10 to purchase something for probably $6.75, which gave me back $3.25, I think, is how that $10 breaks down, which gave me 50 cents. I was separating the shit in my pocket because I'm like, geez, I have to go get this money away now. And I've been asked, like, I've seen multiple people, so I'm like, shit. I give Queen 2. Child. I give Queen 2. I'm screaming, yeah. I'm remembering more of the night now. I'm dead. No. I give Queen $2. I give Mr. E $1. And I was gonna give. Oh, right. So let me give locations so I can break down how and just like. I guess he was further away, which makes his yell kind of funnier because he the positioning of me directly making eye contact with him has not changed. So Mr. E is standing at the door of Chase Bank. Chase Bank extends like maybe 4 to 5 big window panes to the right of the door, but also like 3 big window panes towards the border of the Chinese store. So I give Queen, she's at the door of the Chinese store. I hate words that rhyme. So I give her $2 right there, and then I'm like, alright, I'm gonna walk to my boy over there, cause $3.25. I was like, I'm gonna give him $1 and I'm gonna give him the 50 cents. I was like, sorry, dude, this is how much I had. So I give her 2, I give him 1, and I reach my hand in the pocket for the change, and I feel more dollars. I was like, oh, I got more money left over. It's lit. I can give him more money. In my head, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna give him more money. And on my way towards doing that, Queen's like, can I have a hug? And that's when I hug her while looking at him, and he shouts out. Mind you, she was walking towards me from the Chinese store to where the Chase Bank was, so in between those 3 window panes between Mr. E at the door and her on the way. But he's still at like the second. He might not have been like off the corner. He might have been in front of the second. There's 2 doors at Crown. He was at the door on the left for Crown when he shouted out while making eye contact with me. Yes, screaming. I'm down by this stuff, and I'm petrified. I'm like, yo, that's a war cry. I'm like, what? I'm like, what range? And I'm like, what's really about to happen right now? I'm like, I don't ever walk outside without Cosmo, but I didn't have Wanda on me in a while, thinking shit was sweet out here. Like, I'm not well enough. Oh, okay. When you have low constitution, dual wield? I don't know. Thanks, Divinity. Cause yeah, I'm gonna have to walk around with Wanda on me right now, cause I am not well. I said I'm gonna have to walk around with Wanda on me, cause I am not well. I need both Wanda and Cosmo granting me wishes. Child? Like I said, I didn't really look at his attire, so I couldn't tell you, but there was a dude walking hurriedly through the neighborhood last night while I was doing garbage early in the morning. I was like, oh shit, I have to do garbage, so I was out there. And he walked by quickly and asked me, do you have change? And I was like, no, sorry. But like, I'm not sure if he heard the sorry part, because he didn't stop. He was walking by and asked that shit quickly, and I'm not even sure if it was him, but it was like the same height type dude. And I was like, It's like, yeah, I can't be on these streets at night right now. Doing garbage, I can do that earlier, but I gotta take off these gopher boots until I get my wealth up. Until I get my health up. I said wealth accidentally, but I don't care for wealth. No. Hello? Hey. I guess when Dad's ready to go out around 4, we can go there first and pick it up. What time is it? Okay, I can probably order in like 45 minutes.
Okay. 8:34, panalo.
Take that, Tory Lanes.
What happened next? Where were you?
What did I just finish saying? What was the last thing I said before the phone call? What?
No.
What have you read?
Fucking TikTok.
I'm dead. um, yeah, I was just realizing how much money I had extra. I thought I found $2, but it was just like $1 folded. I was like, I gave him that, and the all the change, which was like 3 coins, 2 quarters, and a penny. With like a confused brow look too, because I was like, bro, what? I walked up confused face for fucking sure. And good thing I practiced that, because I was like, yo, what? I put the hand up with the money out, walked over, he put his he had his fist folded, and then I dropped the money into like his folded hand, and then I walked into the store. So, was it to pick up my food? No. Oh, right. There's more to the story. There's a whole, cause remember I walked back from. No, this doesn't happen exactly as it happened. I didn't stop by the Crown spot to order my food. I stopped there. I ordered. Yeah, I did order. It was like the first stop. That's when I told everyone I didn't have change on me right away. But there's like an entire leg, cause like I leave McDonald's, I pick up mom and dad's food, I give those 2 change. When I come back, I realize I have more change, so I'm like, okay, I can give dude money. Um, I think I gave $1 extra to Mr. E actually, because I had like 2. I realized I had an extra dollar, and I was like, okay, I can give him money after all. So I give Mr. E an extra dollar, because I was gonna. I came back and dropped off mom and dad's food, and then I went back out for Sienna and mine. I went back out for Sienna's, but I was like, I'm tired. I need something to eat too. Or I decided that already. I hadn't ordered. I am. That's why I'm. I don't. I'm really struggling to remember the full, because I walked a great deal. I walked back and forth a great deal. Um, there was the walk directly from here. I walked on this side. Okay, so I walked from here to McDonald's on this side of Linden, so I didn't go and order my food right away. That was a lie. I didn't talk to them at all to begin with. I went to McDonald's. I was supposed to have had Sienna's food, but I didn't. So I walked back down on, we call it, cut across to the Jamaican spot to get that money. Talked to them for the first time. Like, I didn't know how much money I was gonna have on me, because I know I still had to buy my food. Did I decide to buy food for myself yet? No. But I was on the fence about it, so I was like, I gotta reserve something for me so I can maybe get something to eat just in case, or I'm holding on to some of that money for myself anyway. Because, like, delivery fee is a thing. So I walk on this side to go. I walk on the other side where everyone is at to place. I'm trying to figure out when I decided to place an order. I was probably just like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to some money. So I was really like, yeah, I don't know how much money I'm gonna have, dude. Because I was supposed to only. Oh yeah, I was planning on to just holding on to a whole 20. Because Sienna's food is already paid for, and mom and dad's food could have been bought with just one $20 bill. So I'm like, I was like, I'm not really not sure how much money I'm gonna have. I might have only had 120 on me to begin with because I had that thought in mind, really. But I didn't know how much mom's soup was. That's why I was like, okay. I really didn't know I had extra money in my pants, which surprised me. But I was like, oh, that's nice. I had $2, so I was like, alright. Say what? Say what? Oh, Intersex Awareness Day. I guess I should become more aware of what it means to be intersex, but I also just know that it's like a, I don't know. I don't really understand intersex, but that is to say that I just don't have like a solid definition for it in my mind. Right. Word. Right. Like, it's not binary at all, because, like...
There's so much fucking possibility for me.
Yeah. That's why whenever I refer to that whole binary, I always do it in the framing of it as a lie. We're not so different, indoctrinated people and I. I too was raised in a mindset, like I get it. I get how you could not know. Not knowing is what you're pushing out. Also, I'm gonna jump ahead to when I was doing garbage. I was just out there, and I could have turned the light off before I went down, but then I would have been out there in the darkness, and I was just like, So I didn't even think that far ahead. I was just like, garbage time, I'm gonna do this garbage. And then... What were you about to ask? a good question. I was like, oh shit. We got like garbage lights, but I don't ever put those on because it's like, I don't know. These niggas barked at me for using air conditioning during the summer, even though it wasn't me. So I was like, alright, okay. So that is, to say the least, electricity conscious to a certain degree. And I'm not sure if the dude that asked me for change while I was doing the garbage is the same dude that yelled at me. I'm not sure if the dude that walked by asking for change while I was doing the garbage is the same dude that yelled at me. But like, looking back in the memory, because he was standing so far away and completely by himself screaming no at me, he did seem like quite an imposing figure. I was like, oh shit. But then I walked over to him. He wasn't that much taller than me, but he was still taller than me. I was like, oh shit. And the dude that walked by was walking by swiftly and more forward, but not like horribly leaning forward. But he walked by so swift and axed it so quickly, and I was just like, oh shit. But he might have been shorter. I really don't even remember how much taller the dude was, because it's also like a slope by the fucking stuff, and I didn't walk over to fight, so I didn't take heed of any of that shit. I'm struggling to remember how much taller than me this dude was, because the memory of him being far away and an imposing figure is definitely fucking up my perception of him in the second memory, where I walk up to him and I'm directly in front of him, because I was mostly just looking at his fist, so I didn't really look at our height. I was like, it was like an unopened fist, and I'm like, I'm not trying to drop this shit and have shit drop around you, like, you're not opening your hand either, like, it was such a weird interaction. And after all that, I was just like, oh yeah, I was detailing the path of the night. So this happened after I had got mom's money, got mom and dad's food, because I realized I had more money to give him, so I was walking over. I left the house to go get Sienna's food. I was like, alright, this is get food for the family, round 2. Fight. And I go out there, and by this point, I'm like, I guess I've decided, yeah, I'm gonna get some food for myself, because yeah, I'm gonna use some energy for the body. Like, if it was a quick hush, I might have been able to do the starvation thing. I even came back and said I was planning on fueling the void, but such an adventure that I didn't want, that I just had to fucking get something. And I got fucked up by some peons, because I was so focused on trying to in game just I remember, yeah. So I head back outside, and I'm like, oh, there's more money in my pocket once I'm going in. Oh, because I took out exact change. I made it home, and I was like, I dropped off the 20. I'm like, yeah, I'm pocketing this 20 because I have exact change for my food. So I put that exact change, $9, in my pocket, and realized I had more money when I did that outside. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was supposed to walk directly across the street to Crown, give him this shit. But I got so wrapped up in walking to get Sienna's food that I started to take the same path that I did the first time. And then I was like, fuck, I gotta order my food. And I was just gonna do it in person so I can give them money one time. So I'd walk like to probably like Chase when I realized, fuck, I gotta go back and order my food. So I walked across from Chase. I gave Mr. E $1. And then as I'm walking towards walking towards Crown to order my food, Queen asked me for a hug. And that's when that whole fucking shit went down. Finally got through this story. So many different parts. So, and that was like an hour and It might not have even been a full hour. I probably left at like 7:50, 7:40 from the stream. But I came back like at 8 something. I don't remember exactly when. Maybe I left like 7:30 even. So 7:30, I came back like maybe 8:30, 8:45, just because of everything. Stopped multiple times, like for longer than need be for each individual instance. Like I don't even ask why anymore. I don't philosophize. Philosophy Island is be off for that. I'd be like, Gaming Island be in full force for those though. I'd be like, yeah, this is exactly what I expect. This is that random fucking encounter that used to pop up on RuneScape. It'd just be some talking chicken that would pop up and talk to you endlessly too, just saying a whole bunch of shit that you're not paying attention to. I'm screaming. Not you hate me when you see apples. Johnny Appleseed didn't die for this. SZA? Shit or shirt? A shirt? Hmm. A short. A shirt that you wear. Oh, okay. I'm dead. I've never heard shirt. No, not spiritual shit in the video. Say what? They be whatin'? Carbon?
Oh, she said it's like carbon is light, light is energy.
Carbon is light? They no, well, take your time, Kenton. They be saying carbon. I don't know. You could just say any old thing. I'm talking.
Color is light.
Color is light. Yes. What does that mean? What does light as energy mean? I know everything is everything. I'd be saying everything is everything. Is it the reflection of light? Yeah. I mean, I guess everything, all chemistry things, all, you know, the neurons have bonds, and they're all bonded by certain energies. That's an undeniable fact. Like all matter has energy within it because it's like a thing that's a bond. Like this is made of something. You get that? Yeah. No. Everything isn't energy though. So I guess that would be wrong. No. Everything has energy, but everything isn't energy. Terra what? No. That evil clown? Oh. It was like a whole night of Halloween and people weren't really... Is it Terrified? Is that the name of the movie? Terrifier. Actually, I think so. That's... Well, the story alone, I was like, wait, no, I feel like we did watch that movie. I feel like Sienna might have been there, or it might have been Joe, but it might have been Sienna. Ooh. You know I love me an insane. I'm dead. A nice slasher. Yeah, it's way better to deal with reality than like um shit you can't deal with. It's like, oh, well, that's unfair. But at the same time, I would love to see that shit defeated. Like, they could really, really, really pull a... Ooh. That's the way I could see a Smile sequel. Truly. As he fucking should. Hmm. What kind of... Tiptoe. Say what? No, turkey bacon. Yeah, I wish. Alright. She gonna take me to church and me and my 15 faith gonna live. I'm telling you, you gotta get you above exceptional faith. Ah! I'm telling everybody. Welcome back. You are welcome. I won. You can say I won whenever you make somebody laugh. But like the quicker you say it, like the funnier probably. But especially after explaining it. Shit. Kaya, what did you just say? I missed that. No. Stormy Daniels, what? No, that sounds about right. That sounds about very right. She wants to be paid to be on camera. Good for Stormy Daniels. I'm also jealous of Stormy Daniels. I'd like to be paid just to be shown interacting around other people. But then again, they wouldn't cast me because I would just be in my room playing games. Unless I was always in a common room playing on my Switch. Which I could probably handle. Like, I'd be there for everything. But, like, I'd never get into trouble, so, like, I don't know what, like, I would bring, but at the same time. Right. Like, how could you vote me off, the Switch guy? Like, just around to try and... I mean, I live for the chaos. But I'm always spitting real shit to people that storm off or whatever. Or maybe I don't even do that at all, I'm just there on the Switch. I was about to write Switch guy into being a villain. Like it's like a poopy butthole kind of character. Alright, I'm about to sign in and do a game of Destiny. I'll call this stream fighting or something, but none of that. Although I did talk quite a bit about fighting. And I want to play Destiny 2, the game, as the fighting soul. So, thanks for tuning in. And away I go.